Testing, testing. Ah, there we go. I fixed it. Loud and clear. Perfect. Yeah, the microphone was messing up for some reason earlier. Started, however, Labs is not opening. Let me get some figured out here. My apologies. There we go. Cool. It's working. Yeah, that's just a test donation. Ignore that for now. Okay. Sorry about that. All good now. I guess update since I was last live. Got this guy basically done. The just needs some cleanup here and there. But mostly cleaning up here. The intestines, smoothing some of this out. The rest of him's basically done. I think I might shape this a little differently. And then I've been trying to level off the back so he lays flat. You can see the parts of the glove where it's sanded down. But I think I have to bulk this out a little more. The intestines. Let's see here. That auto white balance going off again? There we go. And then I started on a newer thing for basically like a little mascot almost. It's my Hallabone's logo up in the corner, but it's gonna be a Hallabone skull with the cross bones coming out of it, a little leaf off top. So I think that'll be cool once that's done. I've got that far on it. I've got to sculpt the teeth, shape up the nose more. The eye sockets, I'm torn. I don't know if I want to inset them and like make them deep or leave them flat like this and then just paint them black so it looks more cartoony. But still deciding on that. Got more of the gas mask guy done. Still trying to figure out the helmet area here. Looks a little off to me, but other than that, it's looking good so far. Gotta round out where this is in. Maybe bulk out the back so it's got one big rim of that bump, basically, that shape. Pikachu's got a hand now. However, I gotta do his other ones, his feet as well. I'm trying to decide if I should do like a almost like a human foot, you know, a little more realistic, or keep it like a little mouse foot. But I'm thinking more mouse foot. I think the real feet would be a little too weird. Gotta keep it a little cute. It's Pikachu. There's the body for the gas mask guy. See if I can put the head on him real quick. Give you kind of a look. Sneak peek of him fully assembled. Gonna look like. I'd have to crane the neck a little more. But there's him. His hand. Gonna be right here with big old cartoony Uzi. So that's that so far. Barrel's not gonna be that long. That's just as a template to hold in place while I build out the barrel and other things. And then Dan's minion that's coming along nicely. I've got the overalls sculpted down and around. Overalls sculpted down and around. Got to do the straps. Finish modeling the hands and gloves, feet and shoes. The mouth, I've got the bottom teeth started. Still got to shape those out. And then the tongue. As for the top, been working on the goggles. Little goggle ring here. That's fits the eye like a normal minion. However, on the skewer, which I need to sand a little bigger since I've added stuff, it's gonna be you know, partially propped on the skewer like that, not on his face. What else do I have here to update? Still working on Kirby. Got the basic shapes all fleshed out. Now it's just another decision to try and decide of where to go with this. If I want to do teeth at all, you know, I like adding teeth to things, or human teeth, or like gnarly, you know, spiky eldritch teeth. But not sure on that one yet. Waiting for the answer to come to me before I complete that. Yes, the sacrificial minion. I'll definitely have to work on that. What else? Gotta work on the Uzi. Since he's basically done, I'm gonna set him off to the side. Even though I do have to work on his intestines a little more. And the zombie face we've been working on. Got some eyelids stretched open. Just gotta attach them a little better and sculpt out that. Got the back of the mouth in, and I started on the tongue. We'll attach to the back of the mouth. Come on. Kind of do that. Stick out a little bit. But still working on that as well. Oh man, what to start on first? I guess since he's out, I'll start with this. And first I gotta make some clay. Oh, is this not gonna cooperate again? It's doing it again. We'll focus up close, but then when I take it away, there we go. Perfect. A wee bit of part A. Wishing for a bit of B. Yeah, I was gonna try music tonight as well. Because I found there's a playlist on Spotify that's just like copyright free music, but I honestly have no idea how good it is. So. Man, all of these songs are like a minute. I'm not seeing a single one so far that's over 2 minutes. There's one that's exactly 2 minutes. Oh my goodness. Um. Oh well. Guess that's not gonna be a thing tonight. Bunch of just short clips of songs. Oh yeah. Armrest. There it is. Sha. Okay. Now that that's mixed up. Okay. Fixed. Now, what to do next on him? His arm came a little loose here, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Probably a combination of epoxy and super glue. I think we're gonna glue that now, actually. Let me see. Ooh, no stringy. Plop it in place. Hold it for a couple seconds. Let that set. Man, Dan's right. I do need to get some of that kicker. Sorry, I had to send one more thing. All good. Now that that's dry. No, it's not. Oh man, that's not. Ooh, that's the one that sat in that bottle and is not doing so hot. Let's use the OG bottle then. Because that's just not even drying. There we are. Put them over by the hot box so we that cures a little faster. Meanwhile, see how this minion's doing. Okay. That poke the front out of that a tiny bit. There. Might have to sand the butt down a little bit. A little prominent, but hey. It's off a little bit. There we go. A little more even. Means I'm gonna poke out these side pieces just a bit since there's gonna be, you know, weight of this hanging. Yo, hey Judy. I am currently making a minion. A friend of mine saw one of my other minion sculptures I was working on of a mangled minion. Said he just had to have one. So he's commissioning this piece to be a minion skewered on a fishing pole. Needless to say, he or I are not a huge fan of the minions, so. But. Actually, the one he saw that I guess inspired it was this one, which is a mutilated minion. Got some a little bit of intestines hanging out. Normal kids cartoon things. Banana in his pocket. No, the only thing I have against the minions is kind of what they stand for. Is just like mascot stuff and animation. You know, the movie came out, everybody loved the minions, so every other movie thought, hey, we gotta have cute, annoying mascots. And so it just spread pervasively. So it's not even so much the minions themselves, they're cute. I like their design, but someone did a very good job at designing a simple, uh, very simple, chaotic, wacky creature. And it really caught on. Right now, this is the front of his overalls that I'm sculpting. Like, I respect what minions have done, but not a fan myself. But it's very funny to see one in these situations, so it's kind of a take something cute and innocent and make it terrifying or horrifying juxtaposition. Yes, it's true art. Well, you see, it's a message about capitalism and society and shit, you know? There we go. I think that's enough on him. So I'm gonna pop him into the hot box so he cures. I'm gonna check in on our other minion that we were doing. Yeah, no, that's pretty well set. Into the box! Banished to the box dimension. Yeah, I need to fill out some more of this mouth. Grab some tin foil. Welcome to the stream, Dan. Thanks for stopping by. As well as Judy, thanks for swinging by. Okay. I should probably put some type of warning in the corner, like TVMA, R18, something like that. Hydraulic. Here we have a minion in our hydraulic press, and now we must deal with him. Oh, man, that would be so great. I would love to have a minion I made crushed by the hydraulic press channel. I'd be honored. Like, hey, can I mail you something to destroy? And now we must deal with it. And Matt, how easy would it be to make a hydraulic press? The furnace idea is cool too. I want to do both. But I have a soft spot for the hydraulic press channel. Oh yeah, that's true. It could be useful for flattening out metal, especially if it's like the foot pedal activated one. I mean, that's basically what some of them are from what I've seen in the show. We could use a car jack and just lower a car onto it, or you mean push it against something using the jack since it uses compressed air to, I guess, hydraulics to pump it. I never thought of using it that way. It makes sense that it could lift a car. It could crush something. Yeah, but Dan, Z has access to a lot of things. He's got access to robots. He could probably make, like, an actual animatronic minion. In fact... That's right. Step right up, folks. A life-size talking minion that you can punch for $5. Step right up. Or hug. You can do nice things to the minion too. It's just, you know, you don't have to. Yes, I'm very sorry. If you're a pro minion viewer, you may see some things that are not palatable. And for that, I apologize. Getting a feel for the teeth. How much room that'll take up the bottom jaw. There we are, and I'm gonna fill out some of the back of the mouth more. Got a lot of foil showing. So Dan, you got your workbench all set up now? You got all your stuff on it? How's it faring? So is that specifically a painting station? Because I remember you saying something about model kits. That where things get assembled and painted. Ooh, I don't know if I've seen your spray box actually. I may have. You may have shown me it already in person. But okay, that's what I figured, is that it would be a variety workbench. Okay, got that smooth. Oh. What are you going to use it for first? How are you going to break in the new workbench? Anything in mind? Oh, hell yeah. That big friendly giant you printed in pieces? What's the finishing height of that? Like, what's the assembled height for that thing? I mean, I could kind of tell through pictures, but I'm not that good at judging scale. 10 inches? That's not bad. That's a nice little desktop, big friendly giant. Not so big, but still friendly giant. Moderately sized friendly giant. Okay. There's the base for the jaw, teeth, and tongue. In. Problem is, yeah, that back corner needs a little more. And I only know the big friendly giant from, like, ink pictures. I don't know what actual colors he is. I only knew it from, like, the old book ink drawings. I wish you could post that image in chat. I don't think YouTube allows images or links. That'd be cool to share. He's pink and purple. I didn't know that. Like I said, I've only ever seen him in black and white. He's pink and purple? Huh. Oh. I was about to say, I was like, I sincerely doubt that. I don't recall that, but hey. I don't know enough to verify otherwise, so I trust you. I was just about to call the newspaper. Did you hear that it's pink and purple? Man, I would have looked like a fool. Okay, so there's the mouth filled in, bottom jaw filled in. So that goes into the hot box. Oh yeah, I forgot they actually did a movie, huh? Yo, that's almost straight up uh that's almost straight up Shrek clothes. You look at that. That's basically Shrek. I mean, the brown leather jacket, beige undershirt, dark pants, just, you know, giant Shrek. But, oh yeah, another thing I've been working on is this like bug creature. Another one that I'm just kind of doodling as I go, so I'm not sure exactly what the end result will look like, but it's sort of a mix between like praying mantis and beetle and some other stuff. Just kind of anytime I get an idea for it, I reach over and start working on it, but been on and off. They're little bean guys as well over there. Okay, where was I on this? I'm trying to remember. Guess that's a downside between hopping through so many projects. Kind of lose track on some of them. Clear out some of this epoxy. Oh snap! You just made me realize, Dan. I've got another piece that I'm trying to get done in time for an event for a friend of mine, and I just realized I might not have the colors yet, so I got to look into that. There we go. Remove a layer of that so I can fill it in with epoxy. There we go. This foil was just a placeholder to hold it upright while it cured. Now that it's all done, I can just yank it out. There we go. Got deep enough. What kind of paints you using for it, Dan? Just plain acrylics, or do you have anything like fancy, some high flow acrylics, or spray paint, spray booth? I'm curious. There we go. Now that that's out, I can fill that in. Ooh, almost the whole thing in there. Oh, nice. Oh, I heard there's what was it? It was like a way to make homemade airbrush medium, and it was something like water and Windex mixed together so that the alcohol evaporates when it thins it. Something like that. It worked pretty well for me when I tried it once, but man, I'm just not good at spray. I'm just not good at airbrushing. I'm good at doing it for base coats, but not like any detail or shading or what have you. Ew. You're not drinking it. How's that ew? Or do you just not like the smell of Windex? Hmm. Maybe I'm thinking of a different type of paint then that it thins out. Definitely keep me posted on progress. I'm curious. The paint I'm going to be doing, I think I'm just going to be doing hand brush. I'm patient and can do layers. Oh man, that fits perfectly. Hell yeah. Satisfying. You have a wet palette? Because wet palettes are fantastic for painting. Game changer for me. I mean, yeah, for the longest time I used paper plates and palettes, but do I have it right here? I do. Let me check real quick. Also, while I'm up, stretch. Don't forget to stretch. Posture check, hydration check, etc. Okay, I don't have it out at the moment, but I remembered I had another project I was working on that was a womp from Mario. You know, the big guys that like fall face down. Had it cut out cardboard and foil and been sculpted in the front, and I'm liking it so far. I just need to build out the body. Oh, thank you. But basically, it's a little pallet tray that has a almost like sponge. It's a weird foam sponge material that stays wet, and then you put like thin paper on it, and it keeps the paper wet, so it keeps the paint wet, so it doesn't dry while you're working on stuff. And I like it with acrylics because those tend to dry and just become unusable. Okay, so we got that filled in. I got to score the top here so the clay sticks. That's gonna go up to, I think, about here-ish. Yeah, dude, they're super handy. I love mine. The only problem with the one I currently have is it is supposed to use certain inserts you can buy from them, but I also haven't what's the word? I haven't run out of them, so it hasn't been a big issue, and it looks like you can just use tissue paper or some thin paper. I wish I could find it. I had it put away. I was reorganizing. Oh, there it is. I see it. Wasn't where it's supposed to be. Yeah, this is the one I have. From Redgrass Games, I guess. It's made for like miniatures. But come on, open up. It's also sealed shut. Yeah, it's like this little sponge foam thing that expands a little when it gets wet. And then you put the thin paper on top and you put the paint on top of that, and it keeps it wet. And if you need to work on something else, you put a little water in the bottom, close it, and it stays wet for quite a while. Yeah, drive safe, dude. You better not be watching this while you're driving. You can listen, but you better not be watching. None of that distracted driving. True. You're an adult. Do what you want. How did it get this way? He's so uncontrollable. What did I do wrong? Well, go get your kid. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Drive safe. right now, this is a little Uzi, little machine gun for a sculpture. In just a sec, once I smooth this out, I can show you the rest of it. But welcome, something slick. Yeah, I'm a sucker for their design ever since I was young. I just think they look cool. Would never own one really, but they're very neat looking. So I'm just smoothing out these shapes. Yeah, and the long barrel is just a placeholder so I can build out how far I want and then cut off the rest. There we go. So, here's the body. It's a guy with a gas mask and a helmet and a hoodie. Still working on him. But this will be his hand, hence why it's missing. So, he's gonna have a big old cartoon Uzi. And then this is also multiple parts, so I can work on it as needed. Well, thank you. I'm glad you think it's cool. I mean, I think it's cool. That's why I'm making it, but very nice to have that reassured. Okay. Since doesn't have to be perfect, just basically smooth so I can sand it and file it. I think I'm good with this. Gonna put this in the hot box. There we go. Gonna put that in my oven and let that cure. Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna work on this guy a little bit. Some of this face. And I wanted to clean up that Shy Guy's mask. I bulked it out a little too much, so I still have to remove some of it, but let's see. I had to redo the nub on the top to make it more symmetrical, so now that that's done, lining up a lot better. I'm happy with that, but I gotta reshape the nose a bit. Have it stick out a little further on the top, but I don't need much. I'm gonna score it, put some little etches and marks in it so that the clay sticks to it better. Better than a smooth surface. It basically stuck. Now, smooth out the side. And this guy is basically almost like a little mascot based on my logo, the Hallabone orange with the crossbones. So, just like the little logo in the corner. This guy is gonna have the crossbones and the little leaf coming off the top. now that it's sticking, I'm gonna switch to silicone so I can move the details around a bit. There we go. That's a little better nose-wise, how it sticks out. There we go. There we are. Nose is shaped. Into the hot box before I mess it up. Go. Okay, and I am out of clay. Need more clay. Let me get some of this. Okay. One little ball there. Too much. Doesn't have to be a perfect one-to-one, but tiny bit less just because I have more of the gray, the other gray than this. So 1-to-1. Here we go. Now we get a mix. The most exciting part of the stream, mixing clay. Aw, yeah. Exhilarating. There we go. Just wetting my hands occasionally so it doesn't stick to my hands so bad. And it makes it a little more malleable. There we are. Should be mixed. I'm not seeing any stripes in it. It's looking pretty, a little bit solid gray. Man, I get in moods. Is clay my favorite to create with? It really depends. I've found I like this one, this medium a lot, which is epoxy sculpt. This stuff. I like this stuff a lot. It just works with how I work. However, man, I also like drawing. I also like digitally making things. You know, it's hard to pick a favorite creation. It's more of just what I'm feeling at the time, but the ones that have stuck are sculpture, so clay. and animation, like digital drawing, things like that. Yeah, thank you for the question. Even with clay, I've worked with different types of clay, and I like earthenware clay a lot. I like how that behaves and connects, and it's easy to build with, but the problem with it is you need a kiln. So you need something that can get up to temperature and actually cook it, or else, you know, sure you can let it dry out, but if it gets wet enough again, it's just gonna go back to clay until you actually kiln bake it. And man, kilns aren't cheap. And this two-part clay, since uh, it's just a one-to-one clay and it cures overnight, it's fantastic. But I found a little cheat that if you apply heat to it, it speeds up the curing process very fast. And so instead of waiting hours for it to set, 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't even have to be that warm. Okay, so that's looking fine. No discoloration stripes. So with this guy, I need to see if I can get that tongue attached. Where did I put his tongue? There it is. Yeah. But I've always had an affinity for clay. Just like from a young age. My parents got me that like non-drying plasticine clay. And I remember I had a Ziploc bag that had a huge chunk of blue plasticine clay, and this was the old cruddy plasticine that like got everything blue. Like the color got onto everything. But I tried to be good. I tried to keep it in a Ziploc and play with it on only certain surfaces. I wasn't always the best with it, but man, I loved it. I loved that clay. So I have a soft spot for plasticine. But this has won my heart over this material. Epoxy Sculpt. I just wish it had a kicker. Like some way to like just spritz it with something and it would cure it instantly. That'd be fantastic. Alas, it does not work. Get this down in there and hold that tongue in place. Hold your tongue. Oh, his tongue, but not my tongue. Okay. I don't think that's stuck at all. Just barely. Enough I can get a little clay in there too. Flamethrower, problem solved. Technically there are ways to fire clay with just like open flame. There's a cool Japanese style method called raku firing where you like fill it with wadded up paper, like a vase. You make a bowl or vase and fill it with wadded up paper and things that are burnable, so that when it bursts into flames, it makes like a crackling effect on all the glaze under it, and it looks pretty cool. R-A-K-U, raku. Not like Roku, but raku. It's very neat, but not something anyone can just do typically. You need, again, certain temperatures, certain clay, certain glaze, etc. Okay, I'm just gonna let that cure and into the oven. Okay, these other ones might be done by now. Let's see. Yep, tiny bit pliable, but still firm enough that I won't mess it up on accident. There we go. So man, if I could just take everything I've made and then sweep a flamethrower over it and boom, they're done, be pretty sick. I wish more of life's problems could be solved with flamethrowers. Maybe we just aren't looking outside the box enough. Okay, got a little scoring down for the overall bits. That piece. And that piece. And it sucks I can't play music on the stream though. Maybe if I write a letter to Savant and be like, hey, I like your music, and basically mostly what I listen to while I work on art. Is it cool if I stream it on YouTube? I wonder if they'd okay it, and what I would have to go through to get YouTube to allow me to do it without auto-muting my stream. Oh, that'd be so sick. Unofficially sponsored by Savant by letting me use his music in my stream. That's the dream. Then you guys would probably get sick of it pretty fast. I mean, I've sent him a message in the past before. I emailed him, but this was back before he even had like a label, and was like, hey, I like this song and I want to make an animation to it. Can I? And he was like, yeah, go for it. And never finished it, but he did give me permission to. So I'm just curious if his business people now wouldn't let me. Yeah, it never hurts to ask. It's worth a shot. I might have to. Be like, hey, I'm a small art streamer, and I really like your music. Would it be cool if I could listen to that? For little old me? See what he says. Oh yeah, I found the Dan, I found the work in progress I had of the minion that would be like dissected like a frog. It's gonna be, have the pins out with it all splayed out, stuff coming out. Whatever's inside of minions. We're not sure. I don't think we have do we have an official minion anatomy? Have we seen skeletons, organs of minions? Is that canon? I'm overthinking this. But I also started from some like leftover clay and tinfoil, making these little doodle things, little bean people to like start building off of as I feel like it. So let's see, those are still cooking. That's done. That's waiting to be sanded. What else in here could be done? Probably the sacrificial minion done cooking. Let's see. Nice. All cooked in there. Perfect. Perfect. Uzi done cooking? Not quite. Still a tiny bit soft. In fact, I deformed it a tiny bit. Whoopsies. Like sticking a fork in a cake to see if it's done and just demolishing the cake. There we go. Oh yeah, speaking of being a little small-time art streamer, if you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to hit that like button. That's still so weird to ask. How do people get used to that? Like literally asking for someone to like you. It's so interesting. Golly gee whiz, it sure would make my body produce endorphins if you were to hit that like button and I saw that number increase. Woo-wee. What a rush. There we are. Shaped back up, and as I'm putting it in, I notice it's not shaped back up. There we are. Good enough. Back into the hot box with ye. Okay. Yo. Whoa, what is that? There's like little hearts going off. I guess that's true that you're liking the content, but you're still like, you know, you make something you're proud of and you show a friend, they're like, oh, that's pretty cool, you know? That's kind of like a like. But like literally, hey, here's a button to like say yes or no that you like this. I think that's pretty interesting having to ask about that. Man, look at the hearts. Wait, can I do that? I can. Boop. That's neat. I can see that down in the corner. Okay. Teeth. We're starting with the mouth on this one. I'm not gonna make the mistake of doing the stuff in the front first, so I'm gonna start with the tongue and bottom teeth. Let me get some foil. This is my foil crushing ASMR channel. Yeah, but I guess the whole like thing as well, like likes and subscribe and all of that, I guess it comes with practice as well. You know, it's a different mindset. Since I haven't used social media in like 2 to 3 years really for anything much. Gonna take some getting used to. For sure. And I'm surprised. I don't think I've sculpted a monkey before. Why haven't I done that? I love monkeys. Monkeys are great. Nah, I gotta finish some before I start more. You know. There's the teeth. Let me see if I can get the tongue. Let's see. I'm gonna need about that much, I think. Kind of guessing. Not an exact science. Well, I'm grabbing that. Another posture check and hydration check. Get my water bottle. H2O. That's some high quality H2O. We're just making the tongue here kind of like a little pad. I don't think he's gonna have it more up and screaming. Gonna still be resting in his mouth slightly. That might be too small, but that works for now. Okay, teeth and tongue, that fits together. Some clay to get that stuck together. Together and get kind of the definition of this gap in between the tongue and teeth. I don't want that one. Where is my paddle? The flat one. Smaller flat one. There we go. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. Bring it down in between. And oh man, what was it called again when you want to scratch up a surface so you can make clay? Oh, scoring. We're gonna score his mouth. Okay. Little clay flattened out. Water to make it a little stickier. And insert the tongue and teeth oil in place. There we go. It's going to be all the way to the back because it doesn't. I don't want it to go right up to the clay because that's going to be where the teeth and gums are. I'm leaving a little gap so I can put in some clay and sculpt out some details. Now, happy little details. That out of there. guess I can, while I'm here, build out the detail a little bit. I just don't want to do too much and then like mess it up because it's already staying in place. Start finagling it, it might detach and start going around. Damn it. See, just like that. I shouldn't have done it. Oh, I called it. No. My greed. My hubris. I deserve this. Never mind, I fixed it. I didn't learn a thing. Yeehaw. Who needs to learn lessons? I'll just manually correct the issue. There we go. Now that that's in place, I'm gonna cook it so that I won't mess it up and I can keep adding more detail on top. So into the hot box. Here, Minion's probably not ready yet. What about you? Nope. Face. Yeah, that tongue's pretty attached now. And let's see, skull. Nope. Don't need some time. Not quite done cooking. That back in. Okay. Now this one's gonna be tricky because I need to model like where the tongue attaches. So since it's foil, I can kind of just bend it as long as I support where it's attached. Perfect. Yes, sir, could you lift your tongue? Oh, that is perfect, thank you. I usually use metal tools to like initially push down the clay and do basic shaping, and then switch over to silicone to do the detail work. Unless it needs to be perfectly flat, then these are perfect. Like a flat spatula, wet, makes this clay go very smooth. But I just typically end up sanding a bunch anyways, so probably wouldn't have to sand as much if I made it smoother, but you know, it takes a delicate hand and skill and dexterity. Not into that. Oh, my music stopped. I know you guys can't hear it, but I wish I could share it with you guys. You know, I should email Savant his license or whatever his label and see if they'd be down for letting me play his stuff. That'd be sick. I'd have quite a discography to use for my streams. Oh shit. Dan just donated. That means I gotta change the since I don't have my Streamlabs thing up. I never remember how to spell this. I'm sorry. There it is. There it is. Hell yeah. Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Keeping art alive, one dead minion at a time. Hell yeah. Down with minions, up with art. Wait a minute, aren't you driving? Dude, thank you, but... Tisk tisk. I'll give you such a pinch. What a rebel. Were you texting and driving just now? No, I was donating and driving. Whoa. You're free to go, sir. That's just... I don't want to mess with him. That works. Well, I appreciate it greatly, man. It helps a lot. There we go. So now that that's attached and bulked out, I can reach in and just gently smooth out some parts. There we go. So I'm gonna put this in the hot box to let that cook and fuse so that I can finish working on the tongue. So I can finish working the tongue. While I'm waiting for those things to finish cooking up, I'll do a little bit on these little doodle guys. Oh, tell him hi for me, Dan. I hope he's doing okay. Been a while since we all hung out. Might have to whoop him in Smash Brothers again. Hmm? Go. I got little... These are going to be the legs for him. But I'm going to twist them so clay sticks to it easier. I don't know if these are going to be thick enough legs to do foil. But... Oh, that came out. Ooh. Come on. Flatten. Back out. Please. There we are. Perfect. Hello, my boy. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. How embarrassing, Dan. He can hear me? Oh. This is supposed to be private, right? Wait, this is public stream, you say? Uh-oh. Going to be basically a low-key podcast in the background where I'm quiet for minutes at a time as you just hear clinking. Sort of like an ASMR. No, it's like you're right there in the workshop. Go. Two leggies. Oh, voila. I might need that a little lower. There we go. And then other feetsies. Oh no! Ah, I broke his leg. Poor thing. Well, that's good to hear, my dude. Oh, his legs fell out. I've done it now. I've broken it. There we are. I guess I'll put some clay up in there and that'll let it stick a little better. Come on. Now I can't see where I put it. There we are. Quickly push the clay around that. Man, this also reminds me I need to make a little Oyasumi Pun figure. The Japanese, one of them there Japanese mangas that I like a lot, but I wouldn't recommend for the average person. Pretty dark. It can get kind of sad, but it's a good story if you're into that. There we go. Legs are attached. Into the oven with ye. Check the other things here. Is that good now? Yep. That's cooked enough. What about the minion? Oh yeah, that's cooked enough. What about big minion? We put him in here pretty recently. However, it was pretty thin clay. It looks like it's holding. Yeah. No, we might be good on that. And then the face. No, that's still gotta sit. That's got a bit. What about skull? Is nose done cooking? Looks like it. Fantastic. Rest is going back in the hot box. Okay. A little warm to the touch. I'll have to flatten these out a little bit. They're sticking out a little too far up. And then that's a little wonky. Smooth that out as well. Gotta beef up the arms a little bit more. And the feet. I think I'm gonna do that now, actually. Just barely. I don't want them to be too thick, but right now they're a little too skinny. That's what I'm looking for. Ooh, I didn't score this, and it's pretty smooth. Looks like it's sticking, though. Damn. Yeah, I probably should have scored it. Not sticking very well, but I think we'll get it. Lifting off the arm. There we go. That ought to do it for now. Poked out a little bit more, and now I will toss them back in the hot box. There we are. Into the hot box with ye. Okay. Up next, big minion. The sacrificial minion. For those who aren't aware, the end goal of this sculpture is that we're going to put it in a furnace, like a forging furnace, and turn it up full blast and just see what happens to it. I'm not sure. I haven't put this type of material under much heat duress. I'm very curious how it reacts. Hopefully it just explodes. That'd be sick. Or at least burns. Now I'm just cutting out the tongue gap in the center here. I forgot that there's like that small depression, and it's already high enough up that I might need to dip into that. There we go. tongue divot. There we go. There we go. There's the tongue modeled. I'm gonna pop this in the oven, let that cook, and then I'll do the teeth next on that. Just coming along. That's nice and toasty. That's done cooking. Gonna get some more of this oozy done though. Need the sights up front, so come here, you tinfoil to the rescue. That one. There it is. Right now I'm just folding the foil to make sights like I did on the back. I'm just folding a shape to give the clay something to stick to, and then once it's cooked, pull it out. Hold between some gears, like big old cog gears. Push that down. What kind of gears we talking? You talking like comically large gears, like in a clock tower type thing? I mean, sure. If you're wanting a sculpture, I can do that. Custom minion mutilation. Steampunk. There we go. So there's the front sights oiled on. Uh, and because I've learned my lesson, I'm going to score the surface before I attach it. Ooh, that just came apart, huh? Sure. I'd be down for a geared minion, though, getting all gunked up. Water in this. It's getting a little starting to set. This one's fine, though. I almost imagine like a diorama, but it's like Pink Floyd The Wall, where they're just funneling kids into that meat grinder. Like that, but minions. Oh damn, I forgot to post today. I even edited and filmed. I got the post done, I just never sent it. I'll get that sent tomorrow. Yeah, not as simple. Like some sort of minion sacrificial chamber machine. The pulper. Oh, that glue did not hold at all. That's just off, huh? Hmm. Hmm. Try that again. Add more glue. Okay, so not gonna press my luck. I'm gonna let that glue set before I start trying to build onto it. I was trying to be impatient. There we are. How big would you want this minion, Matt? You want a mini minion? Medium sized? We got here. Let me see my scales I have at the moment. We got medium minion, large minion, or I think, yeah, that's like mini minion. Here, where's my ruler? There it is. Boom. I'll lay it out so you can see it. For your minion, getting crushed in the gears. Is that what you really want? How big do you want the minion to be? Your request. I need to know how big you want it. How big of a minion? My wares. Okie dokie. Wait, what was cooking on this? Did I mess this up? Oh, it's actually done cooking. Nice. I can score and bulk out that other arm. Oh man, I've already been streaming for 2 hours? Hell yeah. Time has been flying. But yeah, if you want a minion sculpture, I'd totally be down for making one for you, Matt. Let me know what you want. Completely custom. Whatever method of mutilation you would like. Or to get around copyright, you're a hacked up henchman instead of mutilated minion. Gotta remember to clean these silicone tools off as I'm using them because if epoxy sets on the tips, it can break them. Sometimes it just pops off nice and easy. Everything's hunky dory. Other times it sticks to the end and rips it. Needs to come up a little bit more. Little higher on the shoulder. Those are bulked out. I'll have to sand it down a little once it's done, but I don't think this clay is going to cooperate much more. I mixed too much at once and now it's starting to set and get a little chunky. Okay. Into the hot box with ye. Yeah, this is starting to sit up a little bit. Oh, getting all chunky. Should work for teeth still, though. To set up, I might just use it on these legs because I'm not going to be able to get it to smooth out over an area. So this will even work. Maybe a worse attempt at doing it if it's not cooperating. Oh. Not too shabby. That went on pretty smooth. Try the other leg. Test fate. No, Dan, not exactly. They just have little bean-shaped bodies. Other than that, I'm not sure. Like those, I used to doodle them 2D. Like I used to draw them. Little cartoon people. I take it you made it home safely then. Since you're back on your other account, welcome. Welcome back. Glad you made it. Oh, okay. Hello, Dan's ghost. It's gonna be a little skinnier because it is not cooperating. Yeah, that is one downside to this clay. Once it starts setting a little bit, also because I have the heat box over here open, so it might be getting this a little warm. Uh, Starts to get a little grainy, almost a little chunky. This one's not going. I think this is too set up, so I will amputate and continue once this cooks. There we go. Into the oven. There we go. Got the rest of it on heat. So when it's grainy, you can still make like big basic shapes, but the you can't do fine detail, and then trying to get it to stick to new surfaces, it'll start ripping apart. So some more. 1-to-1 mix there. That one. Let me grab the part B mix here. There we go. Here you go, Dan. Highlight of the stream for you. Mushing the clay. Oh, yeah. A little twist. Ooh, spicy. Okay. Let's see, is that mixed pretty well? I'm not seeing any striping. Eee. Time to add the teeths. That's all stuck. Switch over to the paddles, the spatulars. Have I ever been frustrated at a sculpture and just mash it? Luckily, with this type of clay, once it's baked, I can't really mash it. I guess I could throw it and break it, but nah. Typically, the worst that happens when I get frustrated with a sculpture is I just stop working on it. Like I lose the urge to complete it. The more frustrating it gets, but frustration can also lead to like problem solving. So it's like it can also lead to interesting new ways of learning to do things. So I don't think I've ever smashed a sculpture out of anger. Though I have, when I was just doing like plasticine clay, I would make little things and just smash it for fun, but never out of frustration. Yeah. That's what we're gonna find out, Dan. This minion specifically is gonna be put inside of a furnace, like that uses blow torches to heat up, and we're just gonna crank it and film it and see what happens. Oh, if it's still soft? Ooh, that's a good question. If I just take like a blowtorch to it. I don't have one down here, but I know we have some out in the garage. Might have to test that at some point. I think it would set? I'm not sure. Because, like, this isn't the type of clay that if you heat up it melts, sort of thing, you know? Like normal plasticine. This epoxy, like, as soon as it starts getting hot, it starts setting. And supposedly you can even freeze it to keep it from setting as fast, but every time I've done that, when I get it the next day, it's set. So, like... I've tried to, like, mix together a little ball of it and put it in the fridge to see if it slows it down, and test was not very conclusive. Or it was conclusive that, yeah, it did not work. But direct application of fire? That's a new one. I may have to try that out. Can you imagine, like, oh, done with this part. Perfect. Now I gotta draw the tooth lines. Okay. I need to bring up a reference so I know how far to gap their teeth. I got them big cartoony teeth. Yeah, basically. Because I remember Sculpey, I could, you can overcook Sculpey and it will, if it's not too bad, it'll just turn dark and kind of burn, but will still cook. Uh, but you can also cook it to where it starts bubbling and deforming. So that is one thing this clay does. If it does get, like, if you spread on a super thin layer and then cook it like I do, sometimes it'll bubble. So you can't do too thin of a layer. And if you do, you just have to either wait or less heat, put it somewhere in the hot box where it's not as exposed to heat. Hard to get into these cracks here. There we go. Got the basic teeth shape sculpted. Once these are cooked, I can do the gums and start shaping the tops to be more round. Perfect. Okay. I think I'm gonna use up the rest of this clay and then call it quits for tonight. Let's see here. Might start bulking this guy out. I don't think I have the cardboard though. guess I can just grab some foil. Yeah. Time for some foil. Yeah. Well, I've actually had to make this twice. Let me see if I can find the other piece. When I originally made this, I made it out of Sculpey. I learned the hard way. You can't how to overcook Sculpey. I may have chucked it. I'm not seeing it anywhere. Looked a lot like this, but yeah, it was like dark black and just bubbles, and to the point where it would have been more work to smooth it out than it would have been to start over. So I started over and was like, you know, this time I'm not going to use Sculpey. That's not enough. Damn. Hmm. Here, I will. No, I have cardboard. I just don't want to get it out at the moment. So I was just going to bulk out the sides for now. There we go. Can ease this out a little more. Stretch that out a bit. There we go. There we go. That's nice and stuck. So that is gonna go in the hot box. Nice. Go womp. Womp womp. Perfect. Into the hot box. And with that, I believe that's the rest of the clay, which means I'm done for the night. Gonna take myself a break, go hydrate, stretch a little. Thank you everybody that came out tonight. A lot of people came by actually. That's cool to see. So if you enjoyed the stream, definitely be sure to like it. And if you're interested in seeing when I stream and what I post, follow me on whatever, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I got it all, baby. So follow me on there and you'll see updates when I'm streaming, all of that. Next stream should be Sunday, bar any emergencies or if anyone gets sick, but should be Sunday. And same time. Let's see here. Yeah, no, everything's in the oven that needs to be. And we're good to go. So you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks again for hanging out with me while I work. Means a lot. And thanks again to Dan for the donation. Not expected, but much appreciated. Now, I am out of here. Everybody have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow.